K-pop stars, hello and welcome to the latest episode of the Wind Down Rewind, where we rewind the latest in entertainment and pop culture news. Thank you for joining us. I'm Eddie.
And I'm Tammy.
How you been the last couple of weeks, Tammy?
Good.
That's good.
Just living the life.
Living the life. Live your life. Hey! Wait, I'm getting a little ahead of myself. I'm getting a little ahead. We don't talk about the halftime show and the belly bump that kept everybody guessing. So I guess we should just get to it. Having said that, start off, with a couple of RIPs. Rquel Welch, legendary icon and actress, died, passed away at the age of 82. Unfortunately, but she lived a good life. Were you? And I'm going to regret asking this. So this is okay.
Don't do it. No.
Okay. Did you at least know who she was?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm not going to ask if you've ever seen a movie, but okay, we can live with that. And then really, really sincerely, my thoughts are with the people in Turkey and Syria as they are dealing with that devastating earthquake. The two devastating earthquakes. The death toll, is damn near 50,000. Cue the thoughts and prayers for Michigan State University. They had a shooting on their campus this past week, and just some sad news. Bruce Willis was diagnosed with dementia. And former President Jimmy Carter is entering home hospice care. So, yep, that's pretty sad. So, I guess we won't. Let's not talk about that. Anyway, did you hear Nikki Haley is running for president?
I heard.
You're not excited?
I don't care.
You don't care?
I don't.
Yeah. I want to care. You try to care because she's a woman, but it just seems.
You don't have to care because she's a woman.
But she wants you to care because she's a woman. And she's finally leaning into her ethnicity. So now the thing that didn't matter all these years is mattering now. Which is kind of ridiculous. She wants to act like she never caped for Trump. So yeah. And DeSantis continues to fuck up Florida, his cruel immigration policy, and an update on something we talked about the last episode. They are not. I guess they caught all the smoke that they deserved, but the Athletics Commission has decided against tracking trying to track the menstrual cycles of female athletes within the state. But Virginia, they have blocked, the governor there blocked a ban on police being able to use menstrual tracking apps to track down women. And they're basically saying that's going to be used to help prosecute abortion cases in that state. So sometimes you think the cruelty or the stupidity is the point. I don't really know what it is, but yeah. And the grand jury in Georgia has released a partial report. They're recommending indictments because they said people lied to them. Go figure. You think that they lied? So we'll see what the district attorney in Cobb County decides to do. And Fox News, the Dominion people who had the voting machines that Fox claimed stole the election or that was used to steal the election, they've released their brief for their lawsuit. And basically it has all the receipts that, all the people at Fox knew that they were lying and continue to lie anyway for ratings and money. And they still want to claim First Amendment. And I'm like, yeah, even someone who doesn't go to law school knows that the First Amendment doesn't protect you from telling blatant lies. Lies are not protected speech. So we'll see how they can ease out of that. And then, did you hear about the train derailment in East Palestine, Ohio?
Yes.
What do you think about that? Like, um, I don't know. Like, it's sad that, and I say this all the time, that we live in this country, and the greatest, richest, most powerful country on earth. Cue the air quotes. Um, and you still have things like this happening, and no one seems to care. Like, they're not getting any type of response or real response from the government, and they're not getting any real type of response from the train company.
They've been killing poor people in the rural areas of America for decades. So what makes this any different?
I couldn't say it better myself. Like, you know, um, they, the Biden administration has said that they've offered to help, and the governor, he even admitted that the administration's offered to help, but he told them it was unnecessary. And I'm like, really? You have a lake full of dying fish and animals that are dying, and people wanting to know if it's safe to drink the water in their homes and breathe the air in their town, and no one's trying to give them the answers. So, and I guess that just goes back to why elections matter so much. Everything that we talked about just goes back, because if you continue to let this very loud minority uh, vote, if they continue to be the only ones that are voting, these are the types of people you end up in leadership. So that's my go out and vote today. Anyway, did you watch the Super Bowl?
No.
You didn't have to be so excited about it. Did you watch the commercials?
No.
Did you watch the halftime show?
No.
Damn you.
I meant to watch it. I really, really did. But then the day of, I forgot that it was the Super Bowl, and I went to sleep. And then when I woke up, the Super Bowl was over.
They have this thing called YouTube.
Yeah, but like I went online and realized that it just wasn't as exciting as I thought it was going to be. So why waste my time?
Oh, God. You know what?
No, I did not watch Rihanna.
Well, so
I did hear she's pregnant though.
she is. The Chiefs beat the Eagles 38 to 20 to 35. It was a really good game. It was the game that everyone thought that it should be. And I'm happy, because the first time two black quarterbacks faced each other in the Super Bowl, which shouldn't be um, the exception. It should be part of the rule. It shouldn't be a big deal. Not saying that it wasn't, but it shouldn't be something that just gets all that attention, like, but they put on a show, and they showed that why they and their teams deserve to be there. So I went into it saying I really did not care who won, and that was true. But as I was watching the game, I found myself leading a little bit into my Chiefs fandom, you know. So I was like, okay, I do like them both, but I like the Chiefs just a little bit more. One of my favorite players plays for the Chiefs, Travis Kelce. So I was like, okay, cool. But it was a good game. Rihanna performed. Her halftime show was cool, but it was kind of understated. But it was really cool. And most people spent half of halftime trying to figure out whether or not she was pregnant. Like, I had a friend text me and say, "Is that a baby bump?" And I'm like, "No." And she's like, "Or is it lose her baby?" Like, we've seen pictures of her since she's had her baby, her first child. So I was like, I don't know, but you don't want to be rude either. So, but it turns out she is pregnant, and so one of my favorite though, because you go to Twitter and they like, "Oh Lord, Rihanna's pregnant. We ain't never getting no new music." And so, but in the Vogue cover, the British Vogue piece, she said that she would be stupid not to put out new music this year. So maybe we'll get, because it looks like she's pretty far along. She's at least mister. Like it's not a small bump. So you know, from a purely selfish point, I hope you have a healthy pregnancy and give birth not only to that baby but some new music. I'm just saying. I'm sorry.
I
If I'm
agree.
wrong, I'm
I
wrong.
agree. Because I really like Rihanna's music.
Yeah. So, but she did a lot of the hits and which was good. And then people were mad like how you Kanye, and it's like, dude, no one is saying, but not have him on stage or something like that. And I'm like, first of all, no one is saying Kanye, when he was in his right mind, wasn't one of the best music producers. Like, for a moment, everybody had something produced, written by Kanye. He was on everyone's song or whatever. But now it's just like, dude, what? Why? Why? She didn't bring out anybody. So I thought that was a stupid take. But yeah. So we will see. I will just continue my sports report, and I'm gonna need you to get more versed on sports. Like
No,
I'm gonna
sports
make a
is your
sports.
thing.
I'm gonna make a sports.
I have no interest whatsoever. Whatsoever.
I'm gonna make a sports fan out of you yet. I figure out how I'm gonna do it.
No,
I'm
you
gonna have to take
won't.
you.
But you can
I'm gonna have to.
try, but you won't.
I'm gonna have to take you to a game this year. Is
Oh
the
God,
year.
no. Mm-mm. What kind of game?
I
I
was
don't
gonna
do
say.
football.
I was
I don't
gonna
do
say a
football.
Yankees game.
I've been to a Yankees game. I actually enjoy baseball. I've been to multiple Yankee games actually, like because I'm actually a real Yankees fan. But
Are you trying to say I'm not a real Yankees fan? Like, was that
no.
shade?
What I'm trying to say is most people will be like, Tammy, you are not a sports fan at all. But I've actually been to multiple baseball games when the Yankees have played. Really, really enjoy it. Like I even went so far as I went to a Yankees versus Red Sox game.
Oh shit!
So much
You
fun.
went.
So much fun. It was in New York, not in
Oh,
Boston.
okay.
But yeah, like other than that and hockey, because it's hilarious to me. I don't do football and I don't do basketball because it's not entertaining to me.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Okay. Well, speaking of basketball, WNBA star Diana Taurasi has signed a multi-year deal with her team, Phoenix Mercury, and she's 40 years old, which is good. So hey, if men can play into their 40s, she can continue to play too. And she's still one of the best in the game. So shouts out to Taurasi, get that money. Um, we are on the bubble watch as we head into March Madness. So far, the Cougs, go Cougs. University of Houston, they're still the number 2 team in the nation. So if all holds, they should get a number 1 seed in the tournament. And I know I'm talking gibberish to you. The GOAT, though, Michael Jordan celebrated his birthday. I believe it was his 60th birthday this weekend, as we gear up for the All Star game. So that is cool. KD and this actually broke the last time when we were talking, but KD and Kyrie have both been traded from the Nets. Kyrie ended up in Dallas, so he's a Maverick now, and KD is a Phoenix Sun. And LeBron is the all-time leading scorer in the NBA. He passed Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, a record that stood almost 40 years. So he has 38,400 points and counting. So shout out to LeBron. Do you think it'll be another 40 years before someone breaks that record?
Probably. I mean,
Okay.
when's the last time there was like a LeBron?
I don't know. So wouldn't it be cool? Wouldn't it be funny though if like 20 years from now they're talking about his son Bronny breaking the all-time scoring record? I'm just saying, or his grandson or something like that. You never know. And this weekend's the NBA All Star game in Utah. So, All Star Saturday night. I know you're not gonna watch, but I hope the dunk contest is good. Like the last few years, I can't even say it's been mid. It's just been horrible. I think one of the last really good ones. There have been a few moments, but one of the last really just good ones is way back when Blake Griffin jumped over the car, like over the Kia. That was like one of the standout moments. Other than that, I don't remember too many. Like I said, it's just been, oh, okay, cool, the dunk contest. So we'll see. And that is the sports report. I still gonna need you to get versed on sports. Now, guess what the most streamed movie on premiere on Disney Plus has been?
Black Panther.
Yeah, Wakanda Forever. It's the most streamed movie premiere ever on Disney Plus. And it has I think it silently passed the $1 billion mark, so it's done really, really well. And of course, Angela Davis is nominated for an Oscar. So, and Lift Me Up, Rihanna and Tim's is nominated for Best Song at the Oscar. So I am so, and Ruth Carter is nominated for costume design. So and she won for Black Panther, I believe. So you
Yes.
know, I'm actually looking forward to the Oscars this year. I look forward to it every year because I actually watch them. But hopefully, this year can continue to be better. And Viola Davis has an EGOT. Yay!
Woo! I'm excited about that.
So she continues to be the queen. She won
of
everything of life. She won at the Grammys best audiobook or art. I don't know what the exact category, but she won.
It was her audiobook. She narrated her own audiobook.
Yeah, she won for narrating her audiobook. So that was pretty phenomenal. So I didn't read the book, but it kind of makes me want to read the book. And earlier we were talking about how I don't do audiobooks because I don't have the attention span for an audiobook. Like I would tune it out and miss everything because I'd be too busy doing something else. So I'm like, but there are two audiobooks that make me want to, like, I would love, there are three.
Wait, so you read the physical book for Spare?
Yeah.
Oh,
about a day and a half. Yeah. And that's the thing. I was about to say, I think I might want to go back and listen to the audiobook because they say he narrates his own audiobook too, Prince Harry. And they say he does a great job. And I'm like,
and
okay.
They say that's what makes it even more like entertaining, interesting, and makes people even love it even more was hearing him speak his words.
Yeah, so I might do it. Since I've already read the book and I know what happens. I think I might do that. Once Viola won her EGOT, I was like, ooh, I might need to go and just download and listen to her too. And of course, anytime my girl Rachel Maddow does an audiobook, like I love listening to her podcast. I love watching her. I don't know what it is about her voice, or the way she tells a story. She is an excellent storyteller, and I think that's kind of what makes her so good at the news and the way she explains everything. But so those would probably be the three that would just get me to like I can't say that it would have 100% my attention span, but she won an EGOT, so she deserves it. All right, I know you should be excited about this one. Are we gonna do Reborn Rich? Like you mentioned it, and then you were like, and then you're like,
but you didn't sound excited when I was talking about it with you, so I never put it on the calendar because you didn't give me any positive feedback on you possibly wanting to do it, so I just kind of threw it to the side.
Well, we could do it. Well, okay. So first of all, our boy John, I can't say his name. Cutie Vincenzo. Yeah, Vincenzo. Look, tell me you Black without telling me you Black. I can't say his name, so I'm just gonna say his most popular character, Vincenzo. Song Joong-ki. He's been in the news a lot lately. So we'll start with Reborn Rich, his latest show. It has become like a sleeper hit. And they're saying that, it's making now everyone's trying to rush out and make their own reincarnation movie or show or whatever. So it's putting reincarnation in the mainstream. And yes, when you told me about it, I was like, okay, cool. But I thought you were just going to add it, but you never said. So we could do it if you want to. But so recently he got married to a non-Korean woman. She's British. And they expecting a baby. And I've heard mixed things about because Koreans the Korean fandom is a little bit funny in the sense that they can love you, they can hate you, and then they'll turn on you in a minute. Then they'll go back to loving you, and they'll hate you. I don't know if they invented cancel culture or uncancel culture, but how are they feeling about that? Because every time I read about it, I get something different. Like I get a different vibe. Like I know they were surprised that she was British and white.
Well, yeah, but they already kind of had warning because it first came out with him acknowledging the fact that they were in a relationship. His agency came out and said that he was in a relationship with a British woman, but they didn't come out with her name. Now you know how what is it, netizens are.
Mm-hmm.
And so, of course, they researched and researched until they found out who the woman was. And then once they found out, her name was put out there. And so his agency then came out and acknowledged the fact that she was the woman who was in a relationship. So he only went public late last year. I think it was like October, November is when they went public with their relationship. But it's not to say that's when they got together. They could have been together for a while before he was finally caught and had to come out public before the story was put out there without his permission. So I think like they had a couple months warning, but so Korean fans are definitely different. So I think that they're still very, very conservative they feel they have full control over their celebrities. And yes, I feel sometimes that Asian fans definitely created cancel culture because when they cancel you, you are canceled. Like there's no survival. Like you are completely annihilated from celebrity world. Like you are no longer allowed to have a career. Like there's no coming back. And even if you try to come back, like you will never reach the level that you were at before they canceled you. But I think because Korean Hollywood is going international, that we don't give two shits. We don't care one bit about it. And I think like that is what is starting to play more of a role in their careers, on if they can still be accepted by the Western world and not be canceled by us because we lack conservatism, because we'll take anything. Then it's kind of like if my stardom is beyond South Korea, then they can probably survive it. And I think that the fact of, even though she got pregnant before they got married, he married her as soon as it was about to come out. So it kind of makes him still in a good light. Also because of the horrible divorce that he went through with the actress from The Glory. So
the main actress?
Yeah, the main actress from The Glory, they were married.
Oh.
Yeah, they were married for like 2 years. It was not a good breakup, and they do not speak at all. It's kind of like they don't even acknowledge their past together.
Oh.
Yeah. Like yeah. So it's kind of like, he's doing good. I just think it's more on he's one of the biggest stars in Korea, and he married a non-Korean. I think that would be more the problem than anything else.
Well, see, and to me, I'm of the mindset. It's not that we'll accept anything. It's just I have you do you. I have a hard enough time living my own life, policing my own shit. I don't have time to police yours. And as long as you're not out there raping, molesting, drugging, killing, just doing something just totally illegal and completely amoral. But I don't care about your sex life. I don't care who you're sleeping with. I don't care about any of that. It's like, what does that have to do with you doing your job? And I know we've disagreed with that in some instances, but I've long since said that I think some of the Korean fans just take it way too far and do way too much with their fandom. But yeah, as long as he's happy and healthy, and and he loves it, he loves his life, and I wish them all the best, a happy, healthy family. So, but yeah. Okay. So, All American, I don't know if we talked about, I know this is one of the things that we talked about before hiatus. But All American is the only current CW show, the only current scripted CW show that has been picked up by, I guess next year they're going to totally rebrand and change their name. Um, and so they're going to do like reality television. I know golf and some shit. So it's going to be probably like one of the few scripted shows on this weird ass channel. But it's, oh my God, have you been keeping up with All American?
No, but I heard what happened in the last episode.
Girl, it is good. Like it is still really
It's
good.
always good, but
yeah,
hopefully they put it on Netflix.
yeah. It and see that was a mixed bag because I was kind of hoping, because just the things that I've heard about this, the new management of the CW, soon to be whatever, I was like, ugh. So I was like, maybe it won't get repicked up by them, but it'll get picked up by someone else like Netflix or something like that. Because it's a great show, and I just hope that I hope this blessing doesn't really turn out to be a curse, if you know what I'm saying, about the renewal. Um, and Homecoming is getting better. It's starting to really come into its own, and so I like that. And I was like, ugh. So with the exception, I don't watch The Flash anymore, but I like a lot of the shows on the CW, and I'm like, it just sucks that they are probably going to get dropped. So anyway, I know you don't watch Yellowstone, but Matthew McConaughey may be joining the Yellowstone universe in his own spin-off. I watched the one with Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren, the 1923 one. I haven't watched all of the original one yet, so I'm gonna go back and just start re-binging. I've watched the first season, but I didn't keep watching after that. It's just, we consume so much. It's just like some stuff gets dropped off by the wayside, but it is good. So that. Do you watch morning TV? No, of course not. You're at work.
What's up with morning TV?
You could tape it though. Like, I take my general
I don't
hospital.
have DVR.
Oh, what?
No.
What?
That's why I don't watch as much shows as I could, because I used to have DVR, but now that I no longer have DVR, I can't tape them. So that's why I miss a lot of my shows, and I'm just hoping that in the summer they release all the episodes so I can binge watch them in the summer. But no, that's part of the reason why I'm more binging Netflix. I'm more on Netflix and Prime and Hulu and them, because I can't tape anymore on my cable.
Oh, wow. Well, well, yeah, I can watch General Hospital and Hulu, but I like watching it as soon as I come home. But anyway, Ryan Seacrest is no longer live with Ryan Kelly. It's going to be with
I
Kelly
heard that
and
part.
Mark. Her husband is Ryan Seacrest is out. Her husband is in.
I wonder why it took him so long.
So you're not surprised?
No.
Maybe
remember, every single time she lost a co-host, who filled in? Her husband always filled in at least once when she lost another co-host. It was only a matter of time before he became full-time. I'm just wondering why it took him so long to finally do this full-time thing. Maybe they were waiting for his show.
Riverdale. I was going to say
Riverdale to be done.
Yeah, I was going to say probably because he's on Riverdale. So like I said, I was never a big fan of Regis and Kathleen Lee. I wasn't a big fan of Regis and Kelly. May Regis rest in peace. Wasn't a big fan of Kelly and Michael, although I heard that was a shit show because they did not get along, her and Michael Strahan. And then Kelly and Ryan, I actually forgot that it still came on. So now you have Kelly and Mark. And, at least we know ABC knows that they are husband and wife and won't fire them for being together. But yeah, so but I wish them the best of luck. It's all good. You can work together. I don't know if I could do that though. Work together, live together, just be.
Oh, you gotta remember, they did it for decades.
Yeah, All My Children.
That's how they met.
That's where they met. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but he left All My Children before she did, didn't he?
He did, but they were together for a while on that
before
show.
He
they
left,
met on that show. So,
and when Haley and Mateo weren't, they were,
yeah, and then when he came back with her. Like they came back to visit this, you know, the show throughout its series up until the end. So yeah, I feel that if anybody can work together, it would be Kelly and Mark.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying me personally. I don't think that I could just like I don't know. I'm people that has to just be together 24/7. That's too much togetherness. Like I wouldn't mind working on a project here or there, but just together all the time. Ooh, yeah. That nah. You have to be 24/7 together.
No, but I can see me working with my significant other.
Remotely?
I can work with them where I see them at work. But we would still have our own lives though. Like it would be, all right, I'm going out with my girls, go out with your boys, kind of thing. Like I wouldn't, but I don't see myself ever having a problem working with my significant other and having to see them every day at work.
Yeah,
I'd have a
no.
problem if I was their boss though. That would be a problem. If I was their boss or they were my boss, that's where it would be a problem. But if we're kind of on equal footing at work, maybe different departments or whatever, I wouldn't see a problem with that.
Yeah, different departments would be great. Like if we worked in the same building, because a lot of people meet at work, and But what I'm talking about is not necessarily working at the same place. I'm talking about working together. Like, yeah, that's a lot for me. That would be a lot. And I get people, and I admire people who can do that. Like, I'm just not that person. I guess that's my independent streak. Like, dude, leave me the fuck alone. Never mind. Let me stop. That's a whole different conversation for a different show, a different day. All right. So now, People's Court and Judge Mathis. Guess what? You're not gonna guess?
I'm looking at this list of all this news we have and how you're jumping off the list.
Oh, because it just came up and it was exciting.
Yes, I heard that they've both been canceled.
I know. That is so sad.
No, it's not. Bye. Don't nobody watch you anyway.
See, there's this thing called YouTube, and when you're bored, you can go back and watch the clips of these judge shows, and these people just go and act a fool. Well, true story. One time, my aunt was suing my uncle because money and stuff, and so we are from that area, the Chicago area, South Bend area. And the Judge Mathis people called her and asked her if she wanted to take the dispute on the show.
Did she?
No, she said no. She declined. But I
Oh.
was like, oh man, that could have been our whole
Hey,
time.
they pay you win or lose.
Yeah, like we could have been famous. I could have got my fur coat. I could have went up there. What? She robbed me of my chance to be famous.
How dare she?
I could have been hood famous.
Hey, hood famous is better than no famous.
Although, the dispute had absolutely nothing to do with me. Peeps are mad because word on the street is that Bad Bunny and Kendall Jenner might be hooking up. Do you care?
I care about Bad Bunny. Please, Bad Bunny, save yourself.
But isn't Kendall the least Jenner of all the
She
Kendall
is.
Jenner?
She is. Kendall is I feel the most sane of all of them. Like she's the one who I feel is a Jenner. Like she's not trying to be a Kardashian. She's a Jenner.
Yeah. So she's the one who keeps her business most on the lock, on the low. So but it's like, okay, whatever. I like Bad Bunny though. I love me some Bad Bunny. I didn't feel one way or I'm like, y'all both young, rich, do you, like whatever.
Yeah,
hey.
But save yourself. I don't want him getting wrapped up in that family because I really, really do like Bad Bunny. Like I think he's amazing, and everybody who gets wrapped up in that family, even if it's from the most sanest member of the family, just you kind of lose yourself. There are a lot, and no matter if you're with Kendall, like I feel like you can lose yourself, and I don't want Bad Bunny to lose himself. So I'm gonna be on the out of this relationship.
No, yeah, I'm like whatever. For all we, it could have just been like a club hookup or a one night thing or just whatever, them being young, whatever. Um, okay, so Ant-Man and the Wasp is the number one movie in the country. It had a great opening so far. Biggest of 2023 so far. I say that because we're only 6 weeks in, and it's really the first big tentpole movie of 2023. Talk to me again after John Wick, or no, the one that's going to blow everything out of the water is the Mission Impossible one. I think it's going to probably be probably the highest grossing movie of the year. One of them. Anyway, I'm putting that out there. But so Ant-Man and Wasp is out. It's the biggest opening so far. It's having a Marvel weekend, whatever. So Evangeline Lilly, who plays the Wasp, I just have a question. She's on that same anti-vax tip as Letitia Wright. She was even more vocal. Went to anti-vax rallies. Why hasn't she caught all the smoke that Letitia Wright caught?
Because she's not the star.
She's the Wasp. Her name is in the title.
It don't matter. She ain't the star. When people think of Ant-Man and the Wasp, they're only thinking of Ant-Man.
She is the...
Are you trying to say it's because she was black?
No, I'm just asking. I wasn't saying nothing. I just wanted
to be honest, I didn't hear anything about her being anti-vax. But then at the same time, like Ant-Man and the Wasp is coming out right now when we're kind of moved on from that. And Letitia Wright was anti-vax in the middle of filming Black Panther, with us still reeling from the death of Chadwick Boseman. And I think it was just the wrong time for her to come out so vocally about her viewpoints, because she delayed the movie. It cost money, made her look bad. She got bad publicity for it. But Evangeline Lilly, like, her movie's just coming out, so we're kind of over that.
Okay. It really wasn't about that. I was just wondering because I remember the stories of seeing her in her post and when she was at the anti-vax rallies, and it's not like this movie was just filmed last year or all of it was filmed last year. So, but I got you. I understand. That's a good point. You made some good points. Okay, so going on to our musical pops. We talked about Viola Davis winning her EGOT. Her Grammy. The Grammys were just held recently. Did you watch the Grammys?
Nope.
Did you watch any of the performances from the Grammys?
Nope.
You didn't see the Amazing Hip Hop tribute?
Nope.
Are you going to go back and watch the Amazing Hip Hop tribute?
No.
Nope.
I'm so sorry. I know, like, it's really horrible, but I've just been binge watching other stuff and I haven't had the time. And I'm not interested enough to like take a pause from my shows to watch it.
I'm just gonna put this out.
And also,
there.
I'm not a hip hop. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize.
No, go ahead. I'm still gonna keep this thought.
Like, hip hop is not necessarily my thing. Like, it's interesting to see. Like, I've seen it done a couple times, and it was really nice to see some of the hip hop artists. But hip hop has never been like my lane. My lane was more R&B than it was hip hop. So while I heard that it was a really, really nice tribute, of course you couldn't have everybody in it. But I just know hip hop is in my lane, and I'm at the age where I am willing to publicly acknowledge that hip hop has never been in my lane. Like, you asked me who some of my favorite rappers are, I can definitely tell you, but overall, I've never been like fully immersed in that world.
Well, I'm just going to remind you, we are a pop culture podcast. I'm going to need you.
Yeah, pop culture, but that doesn't mean we need to know all pop culture.
We need to know the big stuff that happens.
Yeah, but I know stuff that you don't know, and you know stuff that I don't know.
Like, okay, did you know that Beyonce is now
Yes, I did.
the all-time leader
The most awarded performer. Yes.
in Grammy history?
Yes, I did know that. I did hear about that. Still can't get album of the year though, but I heard about that.
And that's what I want to talk about. Okay,
Okay.
so in the big four categories, out of all her 32 wins, only one of them has come in the big four: album of the year, record of the year, song of the year. I forgot the other one, but and that was for
Is it record of the year?
I think she won record of the year with 20. Yeah, I think record of the year. So she won song of the year with in 2010 with Single Ladies. Now, and I get it. Not Beyonce isn't everyone's cup of tea, okay? I honestly younger when she was with Destiny's Child, I wasn't the biggest fan. I became the album that most people despised or didn't think was her best was when I really like when she truly got out from under her dad's thumb and truly became her own woman and her own artist with the album Four. That's when I really started, like I love the singles and the bangers, but that's when I really just became a Beyonce fan. Uh, but so that's neither here nor there. The point is that she has put out some amazing music. And when you go back and you look at, because kind of like Oscars, and people, you have the voters, and the voters leave their opinions and they write their ballots. So the reasons you hear people not giving her her flowers or not giving her the credit that she deserves, because it's Beyonce. Why does she need something else? Her albums are always spectacles. The way she releases everything, she already has too much. And I'm like, okay, so you don't think the same thing about Taylor Swift?
Mm,
Um,
mm, We're gonna disagree, but go ahead. Finish your thought.
like, so I'm like, yeah, so why aren't y'all giving her the credit that she deserves? Like Harry's House was a great album. It was good. I get it that. Was it album of the year? I don't know. Did I think Renaissance was going to win album of the year? No, I wasn't even hyped up for it to win album of the year. Like when I see her in those big categories, the big four categories, I already know. I've already set my mind not to even go there that she's going to win that. Whatever else, what like the R&B category, she's going to win. This year, Renaissance was mostly nominated in the dance categories. So I was like, okay, she's going to win the EDM and the dance albums. But yeah, so what do you got?
Um, so my opinion is I understand it because I also feel in a way that when Beyonce comes out with something, it's like people automatically assume that she should get it. Like Beyonce is an amazing artist. She is. But sometimes the hoopla around Beyonce takes the shine away from her talent and from her musicality. And I don't consider that to be the same thing with Taylor Swift. I think that even as Taylor Swift is one of the biggest artists in the world, I can still focus more on her talent. Even as she's made a big name for herself, I can still focus more on her musicality rather than the hype. And I think that I can understand the people who said that Beyonce gets everything else. Why does she need anything else? Because there's so much hype around it. And people get very, very insulted. I think that in a way, sometimes the beehive actually hurts her more than helps her in how they react to certain things. Because people who are up in arms about her not winning album of the year, by you being up in arms, you're basically saying Harry Styles doesn't deserve it, or Adele didn't, or Lizzo. Like it has to be Beyonce's because she's never got it, and she's gotten so many other awards, but she's never gotten that one. So I kind of get it on the amount of hype that Beyonce gets sometimes can take away the shine of how amazing her musicality is.
But it's not about the hype. It's about whether or not she deserves it as an artist. That's like punishing her for something that she has really no control over. She
She
doesn't
does have
it
control over it.
she doesn't release her albums with a lot of fanfare anymore. Like she I think maybe she's done maybe one or two videos with this. So she doesn't release her albums with a lot of fanfare. Going back to Lemonade, which definitely even Adele deserves it. So I think like you shouldn't one if you can say album sucks. Now I'm not saying South didn't deserve to be nominated. Like all the nominated albums deserve to be there. They were all phenomenal albums. Okay. This year was a year that it was up in the air. But when I'm saying is when I read the reasoning why you're not giving her this or why you're voting, it's like you're not instead rather than voting for her, you're voting against her, and that's not fair. Like take your it shouldn't be a popularity contest. It shouldn't be how you feel personally. It should be about the music. Did you like the album? But when you write shit like that, you're letting your personal feelings about her, about the Beehive, how you're voting in this category. So it's like,
But
hey, I mean, really, what that's what you're saying. You're not saying that the music wasn't good. You're not saying that the album wasn't your cup of tea. You're not saying, hey, I like this album. I didn't like it as much as I think I did. You're not offering a real critique of the art of the music. You're saying because you think she's too popular or there's too much hype surrounding her, you're voting for something else. And that's not fair. That's not what the award is about. It's about was her music good enough? Does her music deserve this?
And I'm sure
So,
it does. That's why it was nominated. But then by saying that, does she deserve it more than the other artists that were there? Like her album was amazing, but at the same time, I loved Harry Styles' album. I liked Lizzo's album. I liked finally Adele's album, and I don't know who else was nominated in the category. So I think that with that, like I don't necessarily look at it as in they are just throwing her to the side just because, but it's more on, okay, who else is out there? I think maybe with that, they can acknowledge the fact that she had an amazing album, but also they're looking at it as in, okay, but I really listening to Harry Styles, they hear the musicality, they liked it more, they enjoyed it more, they could enjoy it more without all of the hype in a way. So even if you took away the hype, or what they said, does that mean that she should get it?
I'm not saying she should get it. I'm not saying she shouldn't get it. I
That's
mean,
what some people
like
are
I said,
looking at. It's like she was stolen, like it was stolen from her. Like she deserves it. And well, that's what I got from the people that I had conversations with. It was kind of like they were saying, like, oh, it was, like Beyonce should have got album of the year and it was stolen from her. And I'm just like, so I get it, but at the same time, I'm just like, does that mean that Harry doesn't deserve it? Does that mean that
no.
was his album less than just because they cited the fact that there's so much hype around Beyonce, so they went with Harry Styles? That doesn't mean he deserves it less or that Beyonce deserves it more or she would have won if it wasn't for the hype. I'm just saying.
Well, I'm only going by the words because that is, I mean, and what I'm actual Grammy voters.
Oh yeah, no, I heard the reasonings.
Okay, so and to me, I'm not because this year, I this year it really besides the fact that I conditioned myself when she's in those big four categories not to get my hopes up. This year was truly a year where it could have gone to anybody because like the categories, like you said, Harry's House was amazing. It was an amazing album. It was really good. Lizzo, great, and so on. So that's not the point I'm making. Like what I'm saying is when you write shit like that, they didn't say, hey, hype. Once I got past the hype, I really enjoyed her album, but I enjoyed Harry's album more, or I enjoyed more, or once I got past the hype and listened to it, it still wasn't my cup of tea. So they basically said it for her. It was about voting against her because of this, that, and the other. So that was my thing. It was like they purposely were going out of their way to vote against her because she has enough, she has too much, because of the hype, because I don't like this. So to me, that is unfair. Now, if you give me the reasons, like you said, I not Harry's album was, to me, I album better, or I enjoyed Adele's album more. I'm voting for them rather than the Beyonce. Cool, that's great. Those are just because you don't like how popular someone is, that's bullshit. Like you're straight up voting against them. Like, so I'm not going to vote for her. Period, because it's Beyonce and she has too much hype. She's a billionaire. Her husband's a billionaire. Blah blah blah. No, that's bullshit. That to me takes more away from her talent, or you talent, or her musicality to shine, because you're automatically predisposed to think it's Beyonce. So, but yeah. So it's amazing. And the year I really, really think she got robbed was the year when Lemonade came out, 2017. She got robbed. I can say that honestly. She got robbed. 25 was a damn good album. It was great. But Lemonade, that was like one of those, that was a cookout classic. That album is a classic. I still go back to Lemonade to this day.
Oh,
but
I hated that album.
It's something totally different. Lemonade was it was a cultural moment. And then at this, in a little aside, no Black woman has won album of the year in the 21st century. What the fuck?
Has a Hispanic woman ever won?
I don't think a Hispanic woman has been nominated since Selena, but I don't listen to Latino music like I listen to R&B music, but okay. So HYBE,
sorry, go ahead.
What you want to do?
Didn't Lauryn Hill win?
90s.
Oh, you're saying since the 90s?
The 21st century.
Oh. Yeah, besides Beyonce, who's come out with an album worth it?
A lot of people have.
Okay.
I mean,
and that's HYBE.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like when you only nominate, like, what is, so anyway, HYBE started out big hit BTS, and now they're are they taking over, buying half, part of, like, what's the deal with them?
No, they have 15% stake. They're just the biggest shareholder right now of SM.
Oh, so that means that they run SM. Got you.
They what?
If you're the biggest shareholder, that means you basically run the company. But just saying.
No, they don't run the company.
You have a big ass say in what happens in the company if you're the biggest shareholder. Okay, got you. So who's on S&M? Like you do? Is that where WayV is?
Yes, that's NCT, WayV. That is Shiny.
The HYBE family. WayV's part of the HYBE family.
No, they're not. No, they're not. Please don't do that. Don't do that. No, they're not. No, they're not. I hope that HYBE comes in and they do not change the dynamic of what SM represents for K-pop. I hope that they do not take their idea of K-pop and implement it into SM, which has a very different viewpoint of K-pop, as well as their position in K-pop, the history of K-pop. SM plays a very, very big role in that. I'm hoping that they do not, Bigot does not come in and change that dynamic just because they're the biggest shareholder. I'm hoping Bang does not do that, because that will be a travesty for K-pop.
So I take it you're not happy.
I'm actually not. Yeah, I'm not.
I'm taking a wait and see approach. I think there's some things like, Black people, are they on? They're not SM,
Blackpink is YG.
YG. Okay, well, that's the one. They're the ones who have a million years in between comebacks, right?
Yeah, YG, yes.
Yeah. Okay. But no. I'm taking a wait and see. I don't think. Like I said, they don't own it. They're just the biggest shareholder. Means that they do have some say in what happens. But what I've read, I don't think they plan on coming in and just taking over and trying to merge SM under the HYBE label. So we will see what happens. I think maybe some changes are needed. And I know, NCT is still one of the most popular groups. Um, they're not necessarily my cup of tea. I think groups could do better. High wavy, my poor wavy. But yeah, so we'll see how that plays out. We really will. I am the optimist when it comes to these things. So I am going to be optimistic for the both of us. I don't think it's going to be a clusterfuck as you obviously think, but they do like that. I'm like, y'all are already causing this drama. Something with the old CEO versus the new CEO and being sustainability and trees. And I'm
well, it's not a fully up and up deal. Like when you really read the storyline. So first SM, the founder of SM, he's the one who sold out his shares. And the only reason why he sold out his shares is because I don't even know how you say the name.
right?
Huh? No, KKO, well, whatever, the KAKAO entertainment company got a 9% share in SM, and it was sold to them by the current CEO. It was some deal that that the shareholders made, and they created new shares and sold it to that company. And so then the founder of SM, the reason why he sold his shares is because he was going to lose out on all the money that he had been basically, I think, like legally embezzling from the company. Like he wasn't like embezzling it necessarily, but when you look at all the money that he made from SM, even though he was not, because of his production company that had an exclusive deal with SM Entertainment, he took about 35% of their operating budget. He made millions off of SM, and they let him take all this money, and they said he barely did the job that he was supposed to do. For all the money that he got. And then you hear it's his nephew that's the CEO, and they kind of just let him flow but now him and his nephew, because they have different directions that they want to take the company, and he's not on board with what his nephew wants to do now. So he kind of did a little bit of a backhand deal in selling his shares to Big Hit or HYBE. He did the back end deal to stick it to his nephew, because I don't know if they were going to cut him off or stop giving him as much money as he was making, or however that worked. But it was just a very like backhand deal that was made with HYBE. And now HYBE's basically like throwing SM's business out there and saying, well, y'all are the ones that let him take all this money from the company for decades, and you said nothing. And now we come in and it's kind of like, what are y'all going to do to fix this? Because you're not going to make us look bad, because we bought these shares legally from him. But I'm like, you knew he was trying to get away with something when you bought these shares. It was just a thing of, HYBE's moment. I feel like Bang is you're just trying to completely take over the K-pop sphere, which is hilarious to me, because why didn't you go after JYP? Like, which is honestly less successful in the long run than SM, but they went after the company that they could get, which was SM at the time.
Yeah, and that's probably why, because JYP, I'm afraid to even pull the books back on that shit. They losing everything. So sticking with that, Jimin coming up with the March solo, gearing up for a March solo, March Madness. Sugar is preparing to go on a mini tour, spring, summer. And then
Sugar's not going to the military.
I didn't think he was, because of his shoulder, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But this is just confirmation without them coming out and saying it. This is confirmation that Sugar's been exempt from military status.
Yeah, because of his shoulder. Is working on recording another album, so we may get another album, Indigo Part 2, before he goes into the military. Meanwhile, I think the two that everyone's anticipating the most, JK and V, have been like crickets. JK has been doing drunk lives, doing JK karaoke, but nothing on album. So the two that we would probably think the two that just slide on into the military without dropping anything. We'll see. I'm excited. Kai is coming. Is his third mini album. What, a couple weeks? Next week? Or is it March? March, I think.
Isn't it March?
So it's called March 3rd or something like that. It's called Rover. So I'm excited. I've been surprised at how big of a Kai fan I actually am. I enjoyed Kai's music, and I really like him. And my boy Bacon is back. Yeah. No, just back. He's out the military, y'all. Can't wait to get some bacon. You don't share my love.
I've never been a Bacon fan necessarily. That's all you.
How are we friends? I don't know. Who are your people?
It's Bacon. Like, I don't. He wasn't even my favorite in Super M.
Dude,
like
Bacon.
you've always been way more
Bacon.
hyped about him, and I was just like, because I used to like him, and then I was just like, I'm just gonna let Eddie have this because she's way more hyped about him than I could ever be. So I just kind of like let you flow with your Bacon love, and I just stepped to the side and let you flow with that because you've been real Bacon central.
Like, it's one of these. The most important meal of the day. You cannot have breakfast without bacon, okay? You have eggs and what? Bacon. Bacon and eggs. Bacon and pancakes.
That
bacon.
is not, y'all, his real name is not Bacon. It's Bayon, okay? It is not Bacon. So do not listen to Eddie where she got this man's name as a meal.
Dog, you just let him sing to you and you feel like it's a whole meal. Like, for real.
You gonna have people thinking that there's really a K-pop artist named Bacon.
Bakhyn. In America, because you know we pronounce every
In
fucking syllable.
America, it would be Bayon.
Every fucking letter. Bacon. It looked like bacon. Like
it does not look like Bacon, y'all.
Bacon.
Don't listen to Eddie. Don't listen to Eddie. She jacking this man's name up. But yes, he is back from the military. Very happy about that. Also sad JB has quietly enlisted, which we talked about last time. Well, no, I think we talked about that over text. And we said
that he was going to quietly.
Oh, we did? Oh, okay. We said like most likely, yeah, his personality, he's going to quietly go in and he's going to quietly come back out when his service is over. And that's exactly what he did. He went in and then announced that he enlisted on February 2nd. So JB's in, and the next one to go will be Jin Young to serve in the military in June, I believe it is. Yeah, June is when he'll turn of age to serve in the military. So, but yeah, I mean, I definitely, I want to know what they're going to do with Super M because Lucas is back. So with Lucas being back, what are they going to do with Super M? Yeah,
Lucas
like they posted a video. He hasn't been promoting or anything like that, but the CEO, I forgot what his name is. I just know his last name is Lee. The CEO of SM posted a video, posted a picture of him and Lucas together on the official SM Twitter account or Instagram account. And so they're saying that they're just trying to figure out how to bring him back, like which, you know, do they bring him back with Super M? Do they bring him back in NCT or well, WayV already had their comeback, so it's going to be a while before WayV comes back, does another comeback. But how are they going to bring him out? Are they going to make him go solo, put out a solo song? But yeah, but it's kind of like unofficial that Lucas is back in his idol life, and they're gonna slowly ease him in.
Well, as a Lucas, I used to be a big Lucas fan, but I'm still a fan. I'm okay with that. The punishment necessarily, quote unquote, fit the quote unquote crime. From what I read, he was just an asshole. Again, it goes to that whole medicine. Um, and like I said, I believe that people deserve second chance, deserve the right to atone for their mistakes and to make up for their mistakes.
I would like to know if they actually want him back.
I want to know if Wavy wants him back. I do. That
no, I want to know if NCT period wants him back, because it don't look like it didn't look like they missed him necessarily, but they have to put on that front like nothing's changed or whatever. They've been just going through the motions and everything, but I feel like other members that have had to take a hiatus have been shown to be missed compared to Lucas. It was like Lucas was non-existent for 2 years.
But you know what? When I was when I was in like when we first really got into K-pop and I was going through the groups and trying to figure them out and stuff like that. And I was like watching videos. It never seemed like he was just really close to anyone. Like he had friends, but it never seemed like like 10. 10 and Win close, or Mark or whoever, Johnny and whoever. Just never seemed like he was just particularly really close with anyone in NCT or Wavy. So I don't know. Interesting. Maybe they've just all been great actors, because it really doesn't seem like that they've missed him all that much. But I'm glad he's back. I'm glad he's getting a second chance. I think that, like I said, I think everyone deserves it. And for what he did or what he was accused of, it just, So yeah, JB stole Bam Bam's thunder, but I am going to miss him. Did you like his Valentine's Day?
Hold on.
Bless you.
Sorry.
Bless
sorry. Yeah, I actually did. Yeah, I thought it was really nice for him to release those after he'd already gone into the military. Yeah, I normally like most of what JB puts out. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of his other persona, but when it's under JB, he's never disappointed me under JB. So so I did enjoy the ones that he put out on Valentine's Day. I thought they were really, really nice. Just 3 songs, but I played them more than once.
Yeah, I love Def. I love JB. I love Def. He's just amazing, and he is one that I think deserves ultimate crossover success as well, because he is truly talented. All right. Michael Jackson's estate is nearing a sale of his catalog for almost $1 billion. It's rumored to be somewhere between $800 and $900 million. Yeah, I can't say I'm mad at that. Yeah, I wonder who's going to pay that much money for. I think that will be one of the biggest catalog acquisitions in history. And a lot of people.
Who gets that money? His kids?
Yeah.
Damn, they can live for generations off of their father.
They should. They can live up for generations off of him now, because
right.
Kind of like Elvis. Because I know before he had passed away, there was financial issues, trouble, but after he died, all of that was wiped out. He's making, more money now, or the estate is making more money now that he's passed away than when he was living, especially in those end years. So, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that sale goes through. I'm still surprised Justin Timberlake got $100 million for his catalog, but I'm not gonna hate. I'm not gonna I wasn't a Justin Timberlake fan, especially his earlier stuff. That last CD he put out was not great, but that earlier stuff, Future Sex Love, Yeah, I still bump from Timberlake, even though I know we have some issues with them. I know. Okay. And there seem to be some concerns over Britney Spears' well-being, her mental health, her to see a mental health specialist. And I'm like, well, dude, can you blame her? After basically being held hostage for damn near 20 years, and the doctors she was seeing weren't the most trustworthy. So I hope that all works out. She says she's fine, but I really she is will be okay. Um, yeah. You got anything to add in general?
No.
Feeling like there was something else you wanted to talk about, something you want to say.
Mm-mm.
Did I miss anything?
No, not that I see.
Oh, okay.
You said everything of significance that was on the list.
Okay. So you ready for the palate cleanser? Cannot leave without the palate cleanser.
Go for it.
Don't believe the hype. The aliens are coming. Those UFOs that they shot down, they were aliens from outer space.
Are they green as well?
That is
or
why
gray?
you gotta be discriminate against alien. Why you gotta be alienist?
Because I said, are they green or gray?
That is alienist. You were being stereotypical and discriminating against the aliens.
Technically, I was being sarcastic, but yeah.
I've watched, as a person who has watched every episode of the X-Files more than I know the truth is out there.
That aliens probably look just like us.
They probably do.
You sure right. How I be acting sometimes, I don't know. I could be from out of this world.
So I'm just be aware, okay?
Nah, as long as they're not coming to kill me, I could care less how many aliens come down.
They not coming. What is? Oh no,
They're coming to take over. Take over, baby, because we ain't doing too great of a job anyway.
Thank you. Someone said, "Did you come get Marjorie Taylor Greene and that whole magic crew?" Like, if you want us to take them, shoot our shit down. So, but I just thought that everybody was like freaking. Like, are the aliens coming? Are they sure that this is where they want to come? But
wait,
so
what did they shoot down?
After they shot down the spy balloons, there was a period of that next 8 days. Over the next 8 weeks, we shot down like 4 more unidentified flying objects.
Oh,
and
okay.
The one over Lake Huron.
Oh, I'm sure the conspiracy theorists were having a ball.
Sure, they are, because I told you the truth is out there. So don't believe the hype. They telling you that it's not aliens, but we know Area 51. I bet
Roswell. I'm gonna tell you right now, that's all Eddie. That is not me. That's all Eddie.
I bet Roswell, New they have been. I bet their tourist business has been booming the last week or so. Road to Roswell. Okay,
hell no. I don't go around crazies.
Why do I feel like that was more shade?
That's shade at Roswell, and whoever thinks they're going on a trip to Roswell is fun. I don't go around crazies. They're conspiracy theorists. I don't like being around conspiracy theorists. I got enough of them at work.
I thought it would be fun to go
to
Roswell and try to go out in the desert and find Area 51. And we
absolutely not.
Just pops up in the middle of the desert and be like, "What are you doing?" I don't even
believe in Area 51.
Girl, okay. See,
I don't believe aliens would actually get caught that quickly.
As someone who has seen every episode of the X-Files more than once, I know the truth is out there. Box set, like, come on now. Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm sure there was a better palate cleanser than that, Eddie.
Than the aliens?
You could have say Bacon being out of the military. That could have been a great palate cleanser.
Bacon and eggs. He gonna deliver too. Watch. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Bacon deserves. I no, but for real, I can't wait. So? Let me ask. Get to have a full EXO CD or full EXO release before Kai goes in.
No, because you remember I wasn't a fan of their last release before Bacon went in.
Oh, I loved it. That I was like,
no, that's what I'm saying. Like we were on different planes when it came to the last EXO album. So no, if you ask me if I'm excited about Bacon's solo release, yeah, because is his voice as amazing as it was? Because I can never deny that. He has an amazing voice. He can really, really sing. That's one thing I love about SM. Just put that out there, that they have amazing singers in their company. But so I'll be excited about that more than EXO. But I am excited about Super M coming back. I'd like to see what they do.
So when is I'm sure we're going to have a K-pop special coming up, y'all. We do that annually now. But when is Kai supposed to go in? Like this
summertime sometime?
Okay.
He's 20. So, he's 27. He's turning 28 this year. He'll be going in the summer. So, and I think he's the second to last. Because he's not the Mac Man.
When's our boy getting out?
Who? Oh, you know what? See, that's the thing. Because I'm like, you remember when SM teased the Super M comeback? But remember, Taemin had to extend his enlistment. So from what I read, he's not coming back. Bless you. He's not coming back until probably October, November. So I don't know how they're going to do that, or if they're going to do what they said they were going to do at one point and kind of do a revolving door and maybe choose another person, because Taeyang has to go in as well, I believe. Taeyang goes in this year or early next year as well, because he's the oldest member. No, the second oldest member. Huh?
He's an
member
NCT.
NCT.
I don't even know who
Taeyang.
Yeah, I don't even know.
SM. Okay, I know there's three of them, right? So you have BTS Taeyang, then you have Big Bang Taeyang, and then you got NCT Taeyang.
Oh, well, Taeyang is the only one that I keep up with, and I know Taeyang, obviously. And then NCT just has too many fucking. Johnny, I know my wavy boys, but when you get them all together, I'm like, who the fuck? Okay, all right. So there.
Oh, I have an amazing thing though. Guess what I learned?
Okay. What?
Guess what group I have learned all the members?
17.
Yes. I finally did.
I knew it was a matter of time.
I'm so proud of myself. I know nobody else is excited, but y'all, I'm really, really excited because it took a while. It took a while with their 13 members, okay?
17, yay! I know the name.
And three of them, I could not figure it out. I could not figure out three of them for the longest time. But I finally feel confident that I can name 17 members. So I just want to put that out there. Anyway, but okay.
And 7 people, it's a lost cause. All right. So that is our official new palette cleanser. Since she did not like my UFO palette cleanser, the truth is out there, y'all. Just beware, okay? So I doubt she's definitely gonna like the cover or the title of so. Yep.
That's all you. I have no problem with whatever you put out.
The one where the truth, that is it. Okay, we should end on that. So that does it for this week's episode, or for this latest episode of the Rewine. Please be sure to like, listen, follow, and comment wherever you get your pod. We international like that. So, friends, that's over there, all right? You can also keep up to date. Why are you rolling your eyes at me?
I am not. I'm just waiting for you to flow. Go with it.
Keep up to date on the latest in entertainment and pop culture news, as well as other amazing kernels of pop culture goodness at the popcornwinedown.com. That's it. Pop, pop,
Pop,
pop,
pop,
pop,
pop,
pop,
pop, pop,
pop.
pop, 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 pop.
Thank you as always. And until next time, I'm Eddie.
And I'm Tammy. Bye.
Peace.